India is a country located in the south of Asia. It is the second most populous country in the world and the seventh largest in terms of area. It shares its borders with countries such as Pakistan, China and Nepal. India is not a country like any other and it will not leave you indifferent. Indeed, India is a country with 1,000 facets which fascinates and attracts as much as it disturbs. You will probably be confused in the country where everything goes from the poverty of a slum to the beauty of the Taj Mahal. We will then see how India can be perceived as a country full of contrast. First, let's talk about India's best-known monument, the Taj Mahal. Admit it, when I ask you to think of India, you think directly of the Taj Mahal. This magnificent structure totally built of marble and precious stone with an exciting history which attracts between 2 and 4 million visitors each year. In addition to being beautiful, it is perfectly symmetrical and inspired by Persian and Indian architecture. In front of him is a gigantic garden with a large lake reflecting the silhouette of the giant jewel. The Taj Mahal is the most famous monument in India, but India is more than that. When you visit India, you will discover different temples, tropical beaches, or the heights of the Himalaya.
India is also very culturally rich, with its film industry for example. The incredible movie industry Bollywood creates 200 movies per year in Bombay. The real Bollywood movie respect different rules. The movie have a lot of scenes of singing and dance. It was very colorful and during 3 hours, the movie talk about love and the confrontation between young and old in the same family. The Bollywood star is loved by Indian, and the many teenager dream is becoming an actor in a Bollywood movie. This film opens Indian culture to the world. In the history of India, a hero will mark India and will have an influence all over the world. Mahatma Gandhi was born on 2nd October 1869. He grew up in India and in 1888 he goes to London to study law and become a lawyer. After that, he goes in South Africa to work. In South Africa, Gandhi saw the racial discrimination and he decided to act. At his return in India in 1914, he decided to create a pacifist association for the independence of India. After a few years, jail, pacifist manifestation and a lot of other action, Gandhi and the Indians succeed and have the independence of India. The 30th January 1948, Gandhi was assassinated and he became the father of the nation.
Even if India wants to show the best of itself with its atypical culture, the issue of poverty and inequality is behind all this beauty. Indeed, India is a very populated country but especially very poor. 54% of the population live below the poverty line, or more than 650 million inhabitants. Unfortunately, overcrowding causes many problems, such as pollution. India is now the third most polluted country in the world. There is waste as far as the eyes can see, whether in the water of the Ganges or in the streets of Mumbai. The air in some places is so polluted that schools are forced to close. You remember the picture of the most beautiful monument in the world? See if we zoom out a bit. But this is not only fault of India. Let's take the example of arranged marriages. We are not talking here about forced marriage, not to be confused. Here, the two spouses agree to marry even if they are chosen by their entourage for economic or even social or religious reasons. Marriage conditions are not at all ideal for the bride and groom. They only meet 20 minutes before they get married. Fortunately, these marriages are no less frequent.
If the previous argument did not convince you of the shortcomings of Indian society, let us take another example. The caste system was unknown by a lot of strangers in the world, but Indian society is divided in different stratifications. The caste system is older than 3,000 years. and he is inspired by Brahma, the god of creation. The first is Brahmin caste, it's the intellectual. The second caste is Kshatriyas and it's the administrator. The third caste is the Vaishyas and it's the farmer trader. Then the fourth caste, Shudras, is the laborer. And the last caste is called the outcast and corresponds to the latrine cleaner. Many rules define the caste system. For example, the Brahmins doesn't eat the food of Shudras, and it's very difficult for a person to caste lower than the top to climb in a higher caste. This system was not ready to change despite manifestation. To conclude, India is a country with many faces. Pollution and the role of Indian society make India a country with many flaws. But beautiful monuments like the Taj Mahal and its famous movie industry Bollywood and the hero like Gandhi make India a culturally rich country and impossible not to visit. However, is what India will succeed in the coming years to improve its flaws to make highlight its strengths.